Amid Beis,
okay.
12 lines before the bottom. The first 4 words is Esther Lamelech B'Shem Mordechai.
Okay, very good.
Got it?
Amen.
Tana Igrech Mord Rebbe. Igrech, the father of Rebbe, said like this: Oif gewinnen the challah b'pekoiden. Oif and chicken and cheese, they could be eaten by pekoiden. Pekoiden means in the way of apikursus. Means Curtis means not it means hefker in the way of hefkedus, or apikoidim means apikoilin means ashmata. It could be eaten the same cloth. Bottom line is it means the same thing. You don't have to be careful between cheese and chicken. He explained what he meant. Doesn't make a difference until it's sidayim. You don't have to clean your hands. You don't clean your mouth.
Can you eat together according to them?
No, not together, but you don't have to separate it between them by washing and cleaning your hands and cleaning your mouth. He came to the house of Rabashi. They brought him meat. He ate. They didn't wash his hands. So they said, they asked him, the father of Rabbi said, only chicken and cheese you can be in a way of hefkedus. Only by oifagvina we said you can do whatever you want. But basar gvina, no, you have to clean your hands and you have to clean your mouth. He said to them, that's only by night. It was by day. I looked at my hands and my hands were clean.
What's the difference if you see or don't see?
Because the mouth, it doesn't matter if you can see, you can't see. But your hands, it's only because your hands are dirty because you touched it with your hands. But I looked at my hands and my hands were clean.
How you make a chiluk with it? Either you're allowed to eat or you're not allowed to eat.
He explained, Chacham said to clean the hands. Doesn't mean mamish. It means you have to make sure your hands are clean. You have to make sure your hands are clean.
Some people has this concept: if I drink coffee, I could just rinse my mouth and eat meat.
Get to that.
But sometimes there's a film of fat that you don't see on your fingers. It's greasy.
He said he could see. He saw very clearly.
In the day you could see it. At night you can't see.
Yeah. There's a lot of Rishonim going on over here, and we spoke last week about Machloikis B'Yom Tosfos. Talk about another 2 or 3 issues in this Gemara. The Machloikis Rambam and the Ramban. What does it mean that Oifuk Vina you could do whatever you want? The Ramban says he learns the Gemara Kipshutoi. I don't care. You have chicken, then cheese, then chicken. Because it's the Rabbanon Mermekel. Whatever you do, chicken and cheese and chicken. You don't have to. You can do it. You don't have to clean your mouth. You don't have to clean your hands, and that's it. Finished. But if it's meat and cheese, you have to be careful. And over there, you have to explain. The Ramban explains. Not like the Rabbeinu Tam or the Tosfos who holds a very simplistic pshat. You have to explain. Because if you had first meat, you have to wait 6 hours. And presumably then you don't have to wash your hands and wash your mouth. 6 hours later, there's nothing left on your hands and your mouth. There's nothing. And if you had first the cheese, then is when we said that you have to wash your hands and wash your mouth. That's the Rambam's pshat. The Rambam says no. Everything in this Gemara is talking that you had first the cheese. First the cheese, then the chicken, first the cheese, then the meat. Everything is... If you had first the meat, that's not what the Gemara is talking about over here. Therefore, what's the nafkamina between the Ramban holds that bottom line is after chicken, you don't have to wait 6 hours. The Rambam holds after chicken, you do have to wait 6 hours. It's machlokas and Rambam and Ramban.
It's a machmir.
The Rambam is machmir. You have to wait. The Rishonim, a lot of Rishonim really hold like the Ramban. They said the oilam is noyeg lahachmir after chicken also to wait 6 hours. But the Rambam holds that that's the din. That's not me and you or noyeg to be machmir. That's the pshat in the Gemara. So again,
You have to finish eating the cheese before you eat the...
Yeah, you have to finish. But according to the Ramban, yeah, exactly. You can't eat it together. But you can eat one, the other, machmishtois. It's the Rabbanon or Mekel.
Some Sfardim, they have a minute that if they have a tuna fish sandwich and a glass of milk, So eat it
That's-
together, but not in the same bite.
Right. Right. That's because of sakona. And really, it's sakona. Sometimes we say are even more machmir.
But this is tuna though.
Because
Not
we
chicken.
Any fish.
Right. That's because the Gemara says it's kosher for davar acher. It's bad for tzaras. Over there, it make no difference. The Rambam and the Ramban, they could both agree, because sometimes we say chamira sakanta misura. Sakona is more serious, so you can't be makel. So, but when it comes to chicken, here is when we have a machloikis. The Rambam holds that after chicken you have to wait 6 hours, just like cheese, and the Ramban says no. Chicken, cheese, chicken. You can go back, chicken, cheese. Very makel.
Well, I want to ask a question. Before you were saying, if I didn't make a mistake, that the Ramban says it's talking about meat either way. If
Either
you
way.
had, If
Either
you
way.
had the meat first.
I don't care either way. Oy for gwin and the cholam b'pekoyda means.
Not oif.
Oh, by meat he said daf mentaychi. You have to explain.
So wait, I want to hear what's the time.
If the meat is first, you have
Yeah.
to wait 6 hours
Right,
for the
okay,
cheese. If the
okay.
cheese is first, then
So wait,
you wash
so
your hands and
wait.
wash your mouth.
Wait a minute. So it comes out, according to him, if you ate the cheese first, you don't have to wait to eat meat. Right?
Ah, but that's poshut.
Okay,
as-
no, because people here now they say.
We discussed it last week.
Okay, so
it's
I
all
missed
the
it.
bad
Sorry.
dentists that lived in Rottenburg. It's all the bad. Maram Rottenburg had a terrible dentist. He had
Yeah.
big holes in his teeth.
Yeah.
It was
He
many
ate,
years later.
he ate once a piece of cheese, and then he ate a piece of meat, and the cheese fell out.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, yo, give a cook," and he made exeda
Oh.
that you should wait.
Oh no, because I remember as a kid there wasn't this thing with the cheese. If the cheese was first, and you had to wash your mouth or something maybe. But I mean, it wasn't.
We'll
but
get
then-
to it. It's a
but
good
then-
question.
Then I asked when I was a kid. I asked another kid like, "How? Hey, wait, what is this?" So I think you told me the Sam Cipher
No,
said
it's-
no on it, or that it's
We'll
not.
learn about it tomorrow
Uh-huh.
or next week in Shulchan Aruch.
Because now
The
you go
Gemara
to
says
restaurants,
clear.
It says it's a Parmesan, this
Right.
cheese, you have to wait,
Right.
the whole sign.
Right. Is it Parmesan cheese,
Yeah.
American cheese, if it's oily cheese, if it's Swiss cheese.
So then you have to, according to those people, you have to wait 6 hours, Taka?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But that's clear that 6 hours for cheese is not from the Gemara. That's a chumrah that
It's only stuff from
Yidden
Rottenburg.
accepted upon themselves. Yes. That's a chumrah that people accepted upon themselves. And there's a logic to it. And you can almost get close to the Gemara, but it's not in the Gemara. Everyone agrees this chumrah of waiting 6 hours after Parmesan cheese or hard cheese or
Yeah.
Swiss cheese is not Gemara.
It could be in more time they didn't have that kind of cheese. And now,
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Could be the Gemara didn't have it, if the Gemara would, but that's not what the Gemara says.
Maybe it's more prevalent in the time of the Gemara because they used to salt things, and that's what makes it hard to digest.
Well, we're going to learn tomorrow a Taz. The Taz holds that the same logic that applies to meat applies to cheese. And he holds that in the time of the Gemara they didn't have the type of cheese that we eat now in Europe. What kind of cheese do we eat in Europe? Hold on to your chair because you're not going to be eating this cheese very soon.
Oh, with the worms.
Yeah,
You're allowed to eat those worms.
Right.
That's what he says.
right.
That's what makes
exactly.
it good cheese.
Yeah, tazoi.
The worm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the worms are shuman. They have fat in them. So just...
They wiggle.
I'm not sure. The fat wiggles its way out of...
They're alive, right?
Yeah, they're alive. Ja, versteht sich. And...
And just add it?
Yeah.
Just
they-
add it?
yeah,
And you
yeah.
can
Learn
eat
new
you can
things
see
every
that.
day.
Yeah, but it's coming
When
from the
you come out,
cheese.
you'll be a reform
But
rabbi.
it's coming from the cheese.
you
What is it?
learn.
Added? No.
Yeah, they ate it because
No,
it
but
came
it
from the
wasn't
cheese.
added in. It wasn't added in.
It wasn't
That's-
added.
it
Chas
wasn't-
v'shalom.
No,
It came from the cheese.
It
That's
came
why it
from
was
the
permissible to eat.
They didn't come from the outside. They didn't come crawling in. They mamish. They closed it up, and there was no worms in there. Right? Those materials.
Yeah, you're explaining it very well. So therefore, the Taz says that this is the same logic, just like the Gemara's logic, that after you eat, you might burp, even 5 hours later. And it'll bring up some of the shuman, the fat. So by the cheese that we eat today has that type of shuman because it has the worms in it. But the Gemara doesn't say it. That thing of waiting after cheese 6 hours is for sure not a Gemara.
Shulchan Aruch?
It's a Shulchan Aruch.
That's the first
And
source?
no, the first source is the Maram Rottenberg. It's brought in the Tur. It's brought in the Rosh. It brought in many places, but it's not the Gemara. That's for sure not the Gemara. Back to Machlokes and Ramban and Ramban. Bottom line, the Rambam says after chicken you have to wait 6 hours. The Ramban says after chicken you don't have to wait. What's the Svaras of Machlokes?
Where all this minhagim over the years, some with 5
We're gonna get
hours,
for
some
every
6,
minute.
some 2.
We're going to get to every single minute. The 1 hour, the 3 hours, the Chabad minute. Every single minute we'll get to. But first let's go about the chicken and the cheese.
The basic.
There is the Kabbalah, the Rebbe wrote a Sefer Chazyonis. A remarkable Sefer, about visions that he had. And seeing the shoulders of his neshama and what happened in this Gilgul and the other Gilgul. And then he writes stories that he heard from his father-in-law, that he heard from the Michal Zlotchever. So 3 select stories. One, a story of a duck, a story of a chicken, and a story of a cow. And this is not the beginning of a joke. Once there was a duck, a chicken, and a cow. This is a story of the Michal Zlotchever. The story of the cow, the story of the chicken, the story of the duck. The story of the duck was a zoy. Once there was a duck. Or maybe start the other way. That the Baal Shem Tov, once there was a Morad Asra. And he was very, very machmer. Came to him a woman, she got Lakovet Shabbos, she got a duck. A duck, a delicious duck. Those days a duck wasn't just a duck. They used to collect the fat. And the fat from the duck, they would smear it to breakfast on their toast. And they would make hamantashen with it and kreplach. We think this is repugnant, but they would the duck, chicken, and it had a little fat, but duck has a lot of fat. Mamish, exactly. So came to the Rav, and there was a shaila, and the Rav was thinking, really b'shas adchak you could be mekel, but he didn't want to. He was too scared to be mekel. He said no, treif. Woman threw it straight in the garbage. It came to Shemayim, the duck took him for the Torah. I was supposed to be eating Lakovet Shabbos Kodesh. And in me there was a spark of Kedusha.
Tikkunim.
And the Rav just chucked me in the garbage. Could you imagine? The duck took him for the Torah. Remember last week we spoke about this Rav who didn't want to stand in trial against a duck?
Yeah.
This guy's... And he lost. They said, just like the neshama that was Mogulgul on the duck didn't come to its tikkun, this Rav is also never going to come to its tikkun until that neshama comes to its tikkun.
Oh boy, that's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, that's scary. So Zakta Kaman and the Rebbe that he was Nebach Nov and Nod for a few hundred years. It's not a good job to be a Rav. You see, they say the Salachta Lavinenu Kiravu. They say the Eibishter forgive our sins. The Rav with Kapaskin. It's not our fault. So the Baal Shem Tov came the Rav to the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov was mataken the neshama, the duck, and then the Rav was able to go to Gan Eden. That's the story of the duck. The story of the chicken was that once the Baal Shem Tov came to a town, and they made a big suda for him. A person made a big suda for him, and the person was very close to the Baal Shem Tov, and he begged the Baal Shem Tov to stay for the suda. The Baal Shem Tov refused. He quickly left the town. But they made the suda ready to cover the Baal Shem Tov, so they had the suda. The son of the Balabais ate a piece of chicken, and a bone got stuck in his neck, and they couldn't get it out, and the son died. And the man was so upset, he realized that the Baal Shem Tov was in a hurry to get out of town because he knew that his son is going to die. He said, why couldn't he running and running till he caught up to the Baal Shem Tov? And he said, why did you have to leave? Why couldn't you save my son? The Baal Shem Tov said, I'll tell you a story. A similar story to the duck story. There's once a Rav, a woman came to with a shaila, with a chicken. If he would really sweat and he would put himself to it, he would take out every svara and every shach and every taz, and he would really go through and digest the sugya. He could be mekel and be mashah the chicken, but he decided not to, and he said that chicken is treif. The woman threw the chicken in the garbage. The chicken had a very big neshama in it. So therefore, that Rov could never have a tikkun. And you were zoich that your son was the tikkun, because your son was the gilgul of that Rov. And the chicken was a gilgul of that chicken.
Oh wow!
And
killed him.
yeah. So the mail, but I saw that there's nothing I could do, said the Baal Shem Tov. So therefore I left town.
The chicken needed that Gilgul to come back.
Yeah,
People buy
Same
the
chicken.
chicken.
yeah.
People buy.
That's from the Kamar Rebbe. This is the story. He said he heard it personally from his father-in-law, who heard it from Rabbi Yechiel Michal Zlotchev. The third story, the story of the sheichet of cows, is that once was a Talmud of Baal Shem Tov, came to the Baal Shem Tov, and he said he's learning to be a sheichet for behemoths. The Baal Shem Tov said, "Come with me." They walked out the house. He says, "You see, mamish fiddler on the roof. Standing on the roof was standing a guy with a stone and a knife, not like mamish a fiddle, but almost it looks the same. He was standing with a knife, and he was sharpening the knife on the stone. So he said, you know what this is? It was once a sheichet that had very shvache hagosha. He couldn't, when before you shecht, you have to shtel the chalav. After you shtel the chalav, you have to with your finger, right? You have to see that it should be no pagima. But he didn't have, he didn't have the sensitivity.
The regish.
Yeah, and therefore he missed a lot of times pagimas. So he shechted, and there were pagimas in it. So therefore, there's already 300 years that he can't find this place in Gan Eden. So they sent him to me, and they said that he has to shtel a chalaf. If I'm going to check it, and I'm going to say it's good, they'll let him into Gan Eden. And he's standing here already weeks and weeks. And he still can't get his chalaf straight.
Why go up to the roof?
I don't know.
So people could see him.
No, maybe he
was a
could
prop.
see better from the sunlight.
He was a prop. He was a prop.
They
I'm
didn't
sure
have
he was-
electric lights.
He was showing everybody that you see that
Yeah.
this is how you can't get back into Gan Eden. He was like a prop
Yeah.
for the Baal Shem Tov's-
Really?
In these days.
Yeah, so now Baal Shem to finish, he said, you still want to be a sheichet?
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not interested.
I'll
Baal Shem
be a
Tov-
vegetarian.
Today, are on the jet
Vegan.
ski.
I'll be a vegan.
Yeah. So the Baal Shem Tov said, okay, Gay L'Sholem. That was it. So these are the three stories that the command that Rebbe says in the name of Yechiel Michal Zlotchev. So back to our sugya, we spoke about it last week, that sometimes there's two ways of looking at Issa D'Rabbanan. One way of looking at Issa D'Rabbanan is that the Rabbanan made something, and when the Rabbanan paskin, that becomes a cheftz of Isur, just like the Alter Rebbe says in Perik Zayin and Tanya, that in the Rebbe's medayik from the Lashon Alter Rebbe, that when the Rabbanan say something is Asur, the cheftz of this thing becomes Asur, it becomes mamish like a piece of chazer. And then the other pshat, the mahalach is the Or Sameach and the Sivas, they say no. The Rabbanan said the person is not allowed to eat it, but the Chabachim don't have the power to say that this became a piece of chazer. It's not chazer. It's not. So,
Lo b'shamayim here, and it's Chulin banai.
okay, so that's the discussion here. So, we discussed last week that
What's
you
the
could.
expression?
He says Lo b'shamayim, it's in the hands of the Chachamim. Good, but
And,
they said that's
we have the power to be mekadosh the
right,
Chodesh.
right, okay. So that's the discussion. The Alter Rebbe says the Chachamim, when they make a psak, that's it. It becomes, if they say it's treif, it becomes chazer treif. And the other shit to say no, that's a person has to listen to them, but not it becomes chazer treif. It's Isser on the Gavra. So we discussed last week that you could say that the Rabbanan have the right to do it once this way and once the other way. So this could be the machloikis of the Ramban and the Rambam here. We discussed last week that the Gemara says that it's exeri. Not allowed to eat chicken and cheese, the Rabbanan. And then they also said you're not allowed to put it at the same table. Why? So then the Gemara has a whole discussion. Maskana is that that's the din. Shaila is why is that the din of Maskana? So one way to learn it is that Rabbanan didn't say don't eat chicken and cheese. And the second thing, don't put it on the table. They told you, look, you see this is chicken, don't look at it as a piece of chicken. Make believe this is cow's meat. This is not chicken, it's cow's meat. Once they said you have to view chicken, it's like one gzeida. It's not two gzeidas. It's one gzeida. They said you look at this piece of chicken as if it's a piece of the cow. So this could be also the machloikis of the Ramban and the Rambam. Again, the Ramban says that oifugvin and echolam apikorin means chicken and cheese hefker. First chicken, then cheese, first, or the other way around. I don't care. Now apikorin means apikoris is this way, that way. I don't care. The Rambam says no. Chas v'shalom. After chicken, you have to wait 6 hours, just like meat. When the Gemara said echolam apikorin, it meant if you had first the cheese, but not first the chicken. That's the Rambam's pshat. So that's the way how you learn it into the Gemara. No, the Rambam says that when the Gemara says it meant that you had first the cheese. Dafka, yeah.
Some people nowadays have milk, wash their mouth out, and have meat.
But we're not talking about that. Talking about chicken and cheese.
But they're so makel that they even
That they have what?
They have real basar meat after drinking milk, but just
They wash their mouth.
out.
Right, but that's not what the Rambam is talking about. The Rambam is reverse. The Rambam says that if you have first chicken, right? So the Rambam says you have first chicken. We'll get to your case in a minute, or 5 minutes. If you have first chicken, you have to wait 6 hours. So you could say that maybe this is the machlokas of the Rambam and the Ramban. The Rambam holds. Chazal said you have to look at chicken as if it's a piece of meat. So just like a piece of meat, you have to wait 6 hours. So it's a piece of chicken, you have to wait 6 hours. The Ramban holds no. Chicken is chicken and meat is meat. The Chacham just said that you shouldn't eat it together. Okay, so don't eat it together. Don't put it on the table together. You don't have to wait 6 hours between them. You could eat first chicken and then cheese, or the other way around. And that's a pshat necholam b'apikodim.
The story what we said with Rabbi Kiva
Yeah.
that he said
That the boy had got the
whoever. So the meat was good, but once the Alter Rebbe said,
that's
so
it.
The hefzer became treif.
Right.
No, it was a kosher meat, but
Right.
he made it.
Yeah.
So he has the power to make the hefzer.
Right. Depends who it is. If it's the Rav with the duck and the Rav with the chicken, I guess didn't have the koyach.
No,
but the Alter Rebbe had the koyach.
Over there is the hakir. Here the Alter Rebbe is the achmer.
Okay, but that's not the issue.
No, you figure a Rav there always says is treif. It's okay. He never gonna get a problem. Obviously, he does get a problem.
But with this, all these stories,
Yeah.
he's saying that it better be lehakel with the chicken, because with the cow, with the chicken, because you go into Olam Haba and Shamayim, they won't take you to Bedin and this.
No, but you have to
But
find
it's
out
not for the
okay.
consumer. That's for the Rav Machshir. The Rav Machshir has to be very careful.
Because people who walk in the slaughterhouse, or the shechting, right? They're getting paid, whatever, it's straight, whatever. But then you have the guy that's checking. What is it called? Not a mashgiach.
Menaker.
The boydek.
The boydek. So if he is going to say too many treif, whoever paying him says,
Your
I'm
treif.
I'm going to find somebody else. That's it. So he have to be like, to know when is Michael Metamachme. It's a very hard decision.
That's why the owner, it's very important who owns the shlacht house.
Right. Should be a Yerushalayim.
If the owner is the Yerushalayim, he's not going to make it go fast.
No, but he's going to say that this guy is trafficking in so many animals.
It depends. If he's an honest guy, then he's happy that he's trafing at all the animals.
It's kind of scary because you have to find somebody who find you at not to poisel, like we said. Everybody could poisel.
It's easy.
It's easy.
You know what?
Maybe they should have a committee.
No, it's true. What he says is true.
They should have a committee of budget.
No, but that's true. That's why it's a very tough thing. It's unfortunately there is a lot of.
How do they pass it so they must have hundreds of shilas a day? These big shlacht houses. How do they do it?
Unfortunately today there's no choice. They have to be machmir. It's not like they have to be machmir. They can't.
It depends. I heard like
They can't sit there with the.
Yeah, the shulchan every shilah they go.
No. They have a shiloh. They just send it on the tray for line. And that's
Maybe
it.
it pays since the koil guys get so little. The koil maybe they give them a little bit more to sit over and paskin on all the shilas.
Yeah.
Also with
Talk to the owners of the shlachtos. Tell them that you want 10 young man to sit like to sit over
Sorry
there.
about the one.
Yeah, they're not interested.
Also depends where the cows is. If it's Argentina or Brazil or this, they know already these cows will be more kosher because they are going nature.
Yeah, but wherever you go, the balabas doesn't want treif for cows because you make less profit. You're selling it at a discount.
It's a trade.
Right. So you don't. But tonight Ashgacha Pratis. It's my Baba's Yotzeit. Her husband was a shoichet, and
And he taught across the street.
no. That's my Zayda. That's my son-in-law. So he was a shoichet, but it was very hard for him to keep a job. Why? Because everything was treif. So finally, he got a job in a place, and there was an old Rav who really wasn't scared to lose his job because he himself was, and he was a ish takif. So he stood up for my Zayd and he said that as long as I'm in, it was in France, the consistoire, as long as I'm a Rav here, you have a job. The day that Rav was nefter, my Zayd didn't have a job.
But the people ate kosher all this time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Weiter in the Gemara. By the way, one more nekuda. There seems to be machlokes here Rishonim. Why you makel by oif? Most of the Rishonim say because you makel by oif because oif is the rabbanon. It's interesting if you look at the last line of this Tosfos. Rabbeinu tam mefarish taimed igra mishum the oif eine nidbak biyodayim b'shinayim v'chanichayim. The reason we're makel by oif not because oif is the rabbanon. Totally different reason. Because oif doesn't get. It's like it's not so sticky. Between the Rabbeinu Tam and the other Rishonim would be a lot of nafkaminas. One of the simple nafkamina would be what's the din by chayo. We paskin that chayo is like oif. That's only the rabbanon. It's also to have it with milk. So if you say that the reason we're making by chicken is because it's the rabbanon, so chaya, which is venison l'moshel, you also be makel because it's the rabbanon. But if you say that the reason we're makel is because oif, we have a special thing that oif goes down very easy. But mehechi teisi venison
What is venison?
Deer, besar tzvi.
Tzvi is not a behemoth.
Tzvi is a chaya, right?
It's a chaya, right.
So
Is oil.
right. So we say that we're makel. We're makel, but oif we're makel. How about a chaya like a tzvi? Could you be makel?
Should be like a chicken.
The Gemara doesn't say that. If you say we're makel because it's the rabbanon, the Gemara says oif. Okay. With oif, chaya, whatever is the rabbanon.
Tzvi meat is very expensive. Very expensive. It's more expensive.
And moose meat is even more.
Yeah.
Because there's no demand for it.
Or in California, is there
Why is it more
You
expensive?
have to go to Alaska to kill it. You have to go to Alaska. No, they don't even sell it.
Oh, they don't sell it. Oh, you said it as
I
a.
wouldn't eat
No,
it.
the
I wouldn't eat it.
No, because they think moose is also a deer in the deer
Probably
family.
tastes terrible.
Right.
I don't know if we have a Kabbalah.
Oh, that's a shad. We have a
I
kabbalah.
did.
Okay.
Probably
But if-
gamey.
What? Sorry, sorry.
What?
All the guy should eat is gamey. It's yucky.
That was a 1960s cartoon.
He
was a moose.
Tastes terrible.
Then you're Boris and Natasha.
Okay, Pesh, go ahead.
Zog the Gemara. The last two lines of Daf Kuf Dalad Amud Beis. Tanya B'Shama Yoimrim Mekanech V'Silam Mediach. When you separate from milk and meat, the B'Shama says you have to do kinuach, and B'Sil says you have to do adoch. So Gemara Ma Mekanech Ma Mediach. What does the words mean? Elam, if you're going to tell me B'Shama Mekanech V'Lei Mediach. B'Silam Mediach V'Lei Mekanech. According to Rashi, the pshat is you're going to tell me machlaikas is the Bishami says you have to be mekanech your mouth by chewing something, but you don't have to do it with water. And Bisham will say you have to do it with water, and the shaila is which one is better. That's the way Rashi learns the Gemara.
Shaila, I would think that chewing something would get it out of your teeth better than drinking something. When you drink, you don't gargle, you just drink. It goes down your tongue, it doesn't go touch your teeth.
Yeah.
When you're chewing on something.
Yeah, but still, when you're chewing something, you could you eat something and then you eat another thing. Mechi tasty that now when you swallow everything. Usually when you drink water, no, doesn't everything go down more easily? Don't you clean out? What cleans you? Yeah, what cleans your mouth better? When you eat something.
That's water. Water is better. You think drinking is better than eating?
Sure, always.
Because Tosfos says that Mitzvah Pshuta.
So that's not water. That's eating. That's closer to eating.
No,
brushing your
with water.
teeth.
Yeah, it's like water. You use water.
But you're brushing your teeth. You're not. You're not touching your teeth when you drink.
If you ate a cookie, right? There's still crumbs in your mouth, and now you eat a piece of bread, or if you now drink seltzer, which is gonna get rid of more of the crumbs. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because Toysus nemtam is sort of pshuta. Not in this point in the Gemara because it's funny that the drinking water would go. That's why Toysus doesn't like Rashi's pshat. The whole
Rashi
thing.
holds it's eating.
No, Rashi holds that at this point that they're equal, that the machlokes is which is better.
Oh, that's why we do both.
Well, the maskon of the Gemara is you have to do both, right?
Maybe for the teeth, food would be, but for the mouth and the gums and the tongue, water would be.
But Toysus thinks that water.
The idea behind it is because you touch, you have oil in your hand.
Right, they have oil in the hand. But here we're talking about cleaning the mouth. Again, again, Rashi says that if you're going to tell me that there's a machlokes, B'Shamai says better to chew a piece of bread in order to get the cheese cleaned out of your mouth. Abisel says better to drink a cup of water. So if that's a pshat, no, can't be. Reb Zayda said, "Ein kinuch pe'al b'pas." Reb Zayda said the only way to get the cheese out and cleaned out of your mouth is by chewing a piece of bread. So who did he say? Kaman B'Shamai. He's explaining the shita of the B'Shamai. Why would Reb Zayda bother to explain the shita of B'Shamai, which is not the halacha? Elo, no. B'Shamai emrim mekaneach v'lei boy medich. B'sila lo emrim af medich. So maybe Pshay would say that B'Shamai says that you just do kinuch, you just do a piece of bread. And B'Sila says you need both. So now it's a chumrah from B'Sila. B'Shamai says you need one thing, and B'Sila says you need two things. So listen, why doesn't the Mishnah ever mention it? Gabe kula b'Shamai v'chumrah B'Sila. It's a big pella usually because it's only very few times. And the Mishnah mentions every time B'Sila makes a chumrah. So the Gemara doesn't think that that's a second pshat is a good. Ella, third pshat. B'Shamai emrim mekaneach b'odin l'mediach. B'Sila lo emrim mediach b'hul din l'mekaneach. The B'Shamai says you need both. B'Sila says you need both. Amar al-machader, v'loi pligi. This is machlal, not a machloikas. Not a machloikas. B'Shamai, B'Sila both hold that you need both. Yeah. Gufa. Amar B'Zayda. Ein kinuch hapel b'pas. There's no such thing as cleaning up the mouth and getting in order to clean it up from the cheese, only with a piece of bread. That's only with bread which is made out of chit. If its bread is made out of soidim, today it's hardly ever that people make bread out of soidim. Barley bread. You ever see barley bread? I guess it's shaykh, the people that are have to eat gluten free, so they
Barley is gluten free.
No,
I make a mistake. You're right. It's not.
Not at all. I know.
You're right. Oats, right. Oats
And spelt.
Yeah. No. So I don't know if anyone makes such a thing. I guess it's shaykh to make. Theoretically, you could make bread out of barley. So if you did that,
the stories in the time of the war, the people who make bread themselves.
Oh yeah,
they had
no choice. Yeah,
no choice.
Mm-hmm. It's probably not such good bread.
You see some breads that have also barley.
7 grams. 7 grams.
Yeah.
But you're saying to make juice from barley, I don't know. They probably haven't. Probably these special stores you could get.
Be.
The health store probably.
Barley Charlie.
Which bread is good to clean up the mouth? Is bread that's made out of chitim? With the soidi loy bread made out of barley? No. Why? Rashi says falls apart in the mouth. It doesn't clean. It just falls apart. And even bread that's made out of chitim, when did we say that it cleans the mouth? If it's cold bread. If it's hot bread, no, hot bread won't do the trick. Mishta shtiriyat, exactly. And Rashi says, like exactly. Nasa rach v'nidbak b'cheich v'masa b'asoicher mishta shtiriyat tachbosh tzalayin. So it's not going to work.
That's why you're not allowed to eat hot bread in the morning.
Why?
It'll make your stomach, it'll make you cement.
Well, in the army always we ate bread for 2-3 days off. They never gave us fresh.
No?
Not allowed to.
Why?
I'm not joking.
Why?
I went to the... They said it's much healthier when it's older bread.
They say that's right. They're supposed to also toast your bread. Better than toasted bread.
Not toasted, even some from breakfast. You're going to eat. They give you old bread. Never fresh.
Never
But that
fresh
this just
bread.
proves, though, this just proves how much more important chewing is something solid than
It's cleaning more
Yeah.
than water.
Yeah,
That's the proof.
exactly.
See, like after fish, everyone takes the
Cleans
schnapps
better than
as a
water.
hefsek.
Right.
They don't eat schnapps, they could eat a piece of chali. You know what I'm saying?
No, because at the end we said we need both. You need to have mekanech and medich.
You need both.
You need both.
You go on a 20-mile hike after you go in the army and you eat that bread. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
That's why there's some people that dip it in the wine, a piece of bread, and then they eat it.
Oh, wow.
They the milas. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cleaning your hands.
Ava b'chamirme mishtishtarib. The bread is hot. It's not good. It doesn't clean up the mouth. If the bread is soft, it doesn't mean soft, but whatever, not rock hard. Ava bakusha. If the bread is hard, it's toast.
Not crackers.
Yeah, crackers. Loy, because then again it falls apart and doesn't clean out the cheese from the mouth. Hilchas said halacha is b'chol mili havikenuach. Halacha is everything cleans out the mouth. Lavar, there's only three things that are no good. Kimcha, tamri, v'yarka. Kimcha is flour. Tamri is tamorim. Figs, v'yarka, vegetables. Because these things, they don't do the trick.
Dates.
It is dates.
I'm sorry, dates. Tzadik atoma yifrach. Yeah, dates. Atometry, sorry. The yarka vegetables. Good.
So all this
So,
doesn't clean?
is a mela, the maskona from the Gemara is that you number one, you need two things, like Masham Eselo, and between cheese and, if you're having cheese or milk, and then you're going to have, if you're gonna have milk and then you're gonna have this is negay for people to say cottage cheese, milk, or even cheese that are not hard cheese that we wait 6 hours. So you have to clean your mouth and clean your hands. So you need to do in the cleaning of the mouth itself. There's two steps. You have to chew something, plus you have to drink something.
Is that even if you wait an hour?
L'cha'ora, not. That's the thing of a Prima Godem. Prima Godem says that l'cha'ora not. That the hour wait already is going
Rinse
to
your
take
mouth.
care of that.
The saliva that you have in your mouth for 1 hour, it's already clean.
Right, exactly. Right. No, that's what the Prima Godem says. The chidush, in other words, it doesn't say, but in Pashas he says after an hour your mouth is clean and your hands are clean.
Well, by flesh, it takes 6 hours for the meat to break down. Cheese is a much lighter substance.
Good, but it's not a madoch. Madoch is, because over there it takes 6
Right.
hours, it's 1 hour. You can't say a couple of choyim.
Not kavachov, I'm just
Right.
saying
You could
it's
say,
it's
right,
svara.
it's a svara, right. Kama Chaimer would be over there, it's 6 hours,
Right.
here it's 12 hours,
Right.
whatever,
Right.
but not 1 hour. Okay, so again, Maskana is that in order, after a person has cheese or cottage cheese or milk, so you need to do, the Gemara said before clean your hands, and in the Gemara before clean your hands it said depends. It's night or by day. If you know your hands are clean, they're clean. So therefore, l'maisa, if a person drinks a cup of milk, l'chayri doesn't have to wash his hands because his hands are clean. If a person is eating with a spoon, he's eating with a fork, l'chayri he doesn't have to wash his hands because it doesn't. Madach Rabbi Yitzchak who ate with his hands, but he said it's biyamam because I'm looking at my hands. So Kolchkein, a person didn't use his hands to eat. He drank a cup of milk and he held it in the cup. Or he did eat, but he didn't hold the piece of cheese in his hand.
But in the old days, always they ate without their forks and knives and spoons.
Right.
We didn't have such a thing.
Right. So the
Always is
Mashashia.
dirty.
Right. But today that people
When
most
you
of the
drink
time.
milk, you drink it in a cup. You don't use
Right.
your hands.
Right. Usually milk and drink with the.
The cheese for you.
Yeah. Although.
But if I wait for an hour, this is good, right?
Right.
Take on.
You don't have to. We say normally you do have to eat and drink something.
You have to
Between
eat and
fleishiks and milk. That's only if you eat. What if you?
No, well, not after fleishiks. After fleishiks, you wait 6 hours again.
Yeah.
Okay,
After
so you
milk.
have to milk. Is that even if you drink just milk? You still have to eat something?
Yes. Yes.
Is that a low flute? What's the reason?
Well, not everyone agrees about milk. Some people say it's only by cheese. They say that it's only by cheese because that gets stuck in your.
Any cheese or hard cheese?
That's the ma'amur.
Well, any cheese, hard cheese, you might have to wait 6 hours. But cheese that you chewed in your mouth, so it gets stuck in your mouth. So you have to cleanse it, and you have to do two things. Again, you have to clean your hands, you have to clean your mouth. In cleaning your hands, again, it has to be that your hands are dirty. If your hands are clean, there's nothing to talk about. That's the chiddush of Mashashia. And in cleaning your mouth, there is the chidushes that we need both. Beishama B'Hillel. Some Rishonim hold that Maskana of the Gemara is no. Beishama Hillel not arguing. You do one or the other. But most Rishonim hold like Rashi that the Maskana of the Gemara is that you need to cleanse your mouth with doing two things. You need to chew something, plus you need to swallow some water.
That's side by milk, side by fleishiks.
Well, with fleishiks, it's not going to be negeya because we paskin that after flesh you wait 6 hours. And after chicken, we paskin like that Rambam, you wait 6 hours.
Right.
So once you wait 6 hours, we assume your mouth is clean and your hands are clean.
Right.
So maybe it's not negeya. Those are paskin, for example, like the Rabbeinu Tam, and they don't wait 6 hours. So for them, it's negeya. But today, who doesn't wait 6 hours?
In this case, you're just drinking milk, only milk. So well, it's a good smell. Why would you need both? I mean,
Or you need to clean your mouth.
yeah, but it's just drinking milk. No, nothing, no cheese. No
Right,
nothing.
as I said, there's a machloikis about it if you're drinking milk. Because could be the Gemara here was talking about only about cheese. Cottage cheese. That's when you have to do both. Anyway, it's a machloikis if you need to do both. But lemaisa we pasken lechumra. If you had cheese and cottage cheese, that you need to clean your mouth with both methods of cleaning. Most Lubavitchers, it's not so negay for them, because Lubavitch, after milk, we wait an hour before we have anything.
Either chicken or milk.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Even
Why?
a cup of milk.
Yeah, even a cup of milk.
You
Why?
drink coffee, you don't eat meat. You drink
Yeah.
coffee, you don't eat meat
Right.
or chicken next
Right.
hour.
Yeah.
Why? There's a zoya for this. It's the mokkes of a zoya. It's funny, this zoya the Gra brings in the beginning of Shulchan Aruch and some Peites, the Gra brings it as a kulan and as a chumrah. There are those that wait after meat only an hour. The Weltsturm, wait to pick up an hour. If you hold like Remetam, you don't wait even 5 seconds. And if you hold like all the other Rishonim,
6 hours.
you wait 6 hours. Where did you pick up 1 hour? Well, Mishagas an hour. Then you have 3 hours. 3 hours also. What are the 3 hours? You wait or you don't wait. So the Gra says he has a marker for an hour. The Gemara, the Zohar HaKodesh. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring a copy of the Zohar. You have to read it inside. It's a very meduyik, the words in the Zohar. The Zohar says that you can't eat it, milk and meat, b'shayta chada, in 1 hour. Okay. So it means you have to separate. Oh, 1 second. That's a good child. That means you have to separate between the two in an hour. So he says, from the Zohar it sounds that after meat you wait 1 hour, and after milk you wait 1 hour. Either way, you wait 1 hour. So it's a kul and a chumrah. So the Rebbe says that therefore the minhag Chabad is after milk to wait an hour. After meat, we're not going to be mekel like the Zohar, because all the poskim, or Rov the poskim, say that the Gemara says Sudal Sudal, the Gemara meant 6 hours. So we're not going to use the Zohar to be mekel against the Gemara, but we're going to use the Zohar to be machmir. To be machmir.
We're never allowed to use the Zohar to be
Dominic-
mekel because
The
it's
Minnick
against
in
halacha.
Holland, the
Supposed to
Din
get
in
something to
Holland
do.
was 1 hour.
It's Gemara.
Or the yeker.
The Yakas are 3 hours,
3 hours.
which I don't know.
But
what the Minnick
according,
is.
this the funny thing is, according to the Gros Pshat,
There's a marker for 1 hour, but not for 3.
yeah, there's a mocker for 1
So
hour.
we
But if you're
yeah.
doing 1 hour,
Yeah.
then you should do it on both sides, according to
Yeah.
the Gros.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
The Shkafel.
that's good for
The
him.
Gra did hold 1 hour between milk and flesh.
Oh, he just brings us a mocker. If he
Oh.
holds up Lamaisa.
Oh,
If you look again at the Lush, I don't think he meant it Lamaisa. He just says, I have a mocker for it. The Rebbe, someone asked a question of the Rebbe, who says Shaita Choda means an hour?
Yeah.
Maybe Shaita Choda means, you
A
know.
little time.
Right.
A little time.
So the Rebbe, that's why I said I have to blined. I'll bring the copy of the Zohar. There's 3 Lashonis in the Zohar.
Yeah.
Ki Choda, Bezimna Choda, Ubishayta Choda.
Yeah. Okay.
What if the 3 Lashonis?
Kichad is mashmul together.
What to say? And the Rebbe has a whole pilpul, but that's why the Rebbe says that Shaita Choda means an hour. If you would just say Shaita Choda could mean together. But because the Zohar says 3 Lashonis, you're not allowed to have milk and meat. Ki Choda. B'shaita choda, b'zimna choda. So it has to be a chiddush in each one of the 3 lashonas. Shimon Bechai was a Tana. Rabbi Shimon ben Chai didn't just like say extra words, you know. Let me
But how do
explain
we know
myself
that-
again and again and again.
How do we know that it's Meduyak, this Lashon of the Zohar? There's like, they didn't have the Zohar for many Doris. And there are people that's Krieg on the actual
Right.
Zohar.
So it's true. So the answer is
If the Rebbe explained that they didn't have Zohar, we didn't have it's not even
I know.
authoritative.
Moral Islam, the Frume Yidden that says such things, but
Oh, there's no smoker.
yeah, they say.
Oh, I thought that there's a mocker for that. There's no mocker for
Rabbi,
that.
I think
Nah.
Rabbi Yaakov.
Yeah, there was-
Yeah, back of them.
Remember,
Sorry.
I mean, he
So
says
they
a
said-
lot of crazy things.
Right.
No, that's a Sean. You can't say that.
No, I know. I mean,
Say that.
Radical things. He meant radical things.
Even that, he can't
Can we
say
do
that.
that? Can we delete that?
You have to take that back.
He
You
has
can't speak that way.
I'll
You can't
change
speak
my
that way.
Lashon. I'll change my Lashon. He has
Better.
outlandish things in the
You can't say that. I can try to. You can't do that.
You know what it says?
Only a governor can say that. You can't say that.
Okay. All right.
Take your words back.
I take
Why
it
should he
back.
take
Delete it
it
from the
back?
video.
Because he's
Yisrael David.
He's a
video
part of us, like all of us. We're all
No,
about us.
I'm not on that
You can't
level.
say
I'm
that
just
about
a
it. Go
bacher.
to the door.
Bokur me'om. What do you mean you're just
No,
a
he's-
bokur?
nobody says strange things.
Okay.
Oh, now you're getting a little warmer.
Okay.
No. I'll tell you later some of the strange things.
Yeah, but you can't.
Okay.
So therefore, the Rebbe says that it's meduik in the Zohar that it meant an hour. Now, there's true there are sometimes machloikas in the Gersos of the Zohar, but over here that A, there is no machloikas, and B, the bottom line is you see that the Rebbe was talking about
Right. Yeah,
that so the Rebbe knew.
Right.
And the Zohar is just a fascinating Zohar. The Zohar says that why is it that Nebuchadnezzar, it says Nebuchadnezzar became like an animal. He ended up in the
What do
forest.
you mean before he became an animal, he wasn't an animal?
That he was.
Bigger enemy.
But,
He started going on all fours.
Kazai. Because it says in Sefer Daniel and Perek Aleph that he used to eat basa b'cholov. It's mefurish in the pasuk, and the Zohar says that a person that eats basa b'cholov, so they become like an animal.
Wow.
Even a guy?
Cheeseburgers. Can you?
Yeah, I'm sure guy.
Yeah, he was a guy. So the Zohar says
That's why when you go to
he
the
was a
zoo,
guy. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, no, right now we stay away from people that eat in McDonald's and just stay away from them.
Many people.
What about
even
what about if they eat in the
McDonald's.
house?
A goy is a lamb.
A bacon cheese omelet.
I
No,
smelled
but
when
the
I-
Zohar
when I
says
was
because
in
Nebuchadnezzar ate it,
Yeah.
he turned into an animal.
And because of the fact that he was eating
Wow.
He wasn't eating his
So
whole
how
life.
do you
He came-
understand
his
that?
father
The
was a king.
halacha,
It's
the
still
halacha
clear.
is a guy could eat basabach.
Right.
That's what he's saying. So
Yeah,
we see
how
that
can
it's
we
no
understand
appella.
that?
Still a behemoth.
Depends on the level of the
A
guy.
goy is still a behemoth.
Nebuchadnezzar was Nebuchadnezzar.
I don't know, you were saying that.
But the Zohar says that he ate that at every single meal. That was his
Maybe
favorite
that's a
food.
pshat. Maybe that was a pshat. He started eating.
You overeat.
No, the
Overeat.
pshat also is that he.
You overdid it. You overdid it.
He wasn't just eating cheeseburgers. He was
Right.
triple cheeseburgers.
Breakfast.
On the subway.
Could be it was an oynish. It not pshat he ate it. He tried to force the Jewish boys to eat it.
Now we're talking.
He tried to force. He put it on his table and he tried to entice them to eat it. That, and the whole first Perek in Daniel describes how he tried to entice them to eat basa b'cholov and they refused. And they were still healthy and they were successful. But there could be that was an oynish to him. A stamagoy that goes to McDonald's and buys a cheeseburger, but now he tried to entice a yid to eat it, and by eating it, because he put it on his table and ate it, and with this he tried to.
The Zohar said what kind of animal he become?
The Zohar says all kinds of wild things about him.
No, but what kind animal?
He was a multifaceted animal.
Look at the Schwarz is the
The Zohar says that every animal thought.
The other Schwarz is the fat one.
That he was his brother.
And B'meila, we're not going to finish the story. B'meila, every animal tried out, tried it out. And B'meila, he had a lot of tzar v'yisurim from that kid. Could you imagine? He was being, every animal was like, there was an aggression against him by every single animal in the forest, because everyone thought, the dog thought he's a dog, the Rebbe thought he's a bear. And the Mamela, each one of them pursued him. And the Mamela, that for that, he suffered tremendously, and that was a punishment for him. Why? All because of the Basa B'cholov. Because he tried
that was
to...
his end? I mean, he died after that?
No, I don't think so. I think later he
Came back to
He
being
came
human.
back. I think so. I don't know.
Human.
I'm not sure. But anyway, the Zoya, after that trauma, I don't know if he can come back. It's like
You could be from a human being animal, but not from an animal human being.
His son was changed. His son.
what?
Who is it?
His son. That's like the son came.
I don't know. But the
and
Gezoya
put
says,
chains.
but the
Wasn't it-
Gezoya says that was his punishment because of Basa
Wasn't
B'chol.
there a guy that some kind of animal went to his...
That's Titus, right? That's
So maybe
It
the
went into
Zayir
here,
wants
right?
to say that the Isser Basa V'chalav by us Yidden is so strong that the Raya is that Nebuchadnezzar tried to make Yidden Basa V'chalav and he got such a horrible
Right,
punishment
right.
because the Isser for us Yidden is so common.
Right.
That may be the
Right.
reason why we have to be careful.
The extra werewolf.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it was a book on this.
The Rebbeinu Shem to give all this on Yisrael like he gave.